Another terrific basketball game. Proud of my kids. Told them before the game, you'll get punched in the mouth and you're going to taste blood. You're going to fight or brace yourself for the next shot. They fought. They never stopped playing. Big plays. I will say this because he's not up here. Alex Poitras won the game for us. And we were begging him the whole game to start playing, and he played at the right time. It was unbelievable how he finished. That's who he needs to be for us as we finish the year out.
Questions, please. Raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. Right up here in front.
CJ Moore, Bleacher Report. Two questions. Andrew, I saw you rolling away earlier, and you were looking at your phone, and you said, oh, God, and you kind of had a big smile on your face. I'm curious if you could share with us what that was that you saw. And then the other thing is, early on in the game when things weren't going right for you guys, what was said in the huddle maybe to kind of keep you from not getting your heads down or not worrying about what was happening there early on?
Andrew?
Oh, well, my mom just sent me a long message telling me how proud of me she was, and it just made me really happy. And with so much adversity we've been through all year, nothing we haven't seen. So we knew we were going to get hit, and we had to swing back, and we did that.
Right here in front.
Zach Jackson, Fox Sports. Aaron, the three from the corner, did you know it was good as soon as it left your hand?
Question for Aaron.
I mean, felt good. I mean, shooting the ball. I mean, you're not like guaranteed it's going in, but I mean, it felt pretty good leaving my hands. So.
Right here in the back.
Myron Metcalf, ESPN.com. For Andrew and Julius, how much pressure did you guys feel, entering this game? Obviously, an opportunity to go to the Elite Eight on the line.
Julius?
Entering the game, I didn't really feel any pressure. I really wasn't worried about, where this game could take us. I was just focused on the game and the game plan that Coach had for us. And, I mean, that was really all my focus. I wasn't really worried about winning or losing.
Was that also for Andrew? Andrew?
Yeah, like Drew said, every game is a big game now. So Coach told us to look at it like it's any other game and play like that, and that's what we did.
Right here.
For the players, did you guys have a chance to talk to Willie after his hurt? Did he say anything to you, and just kind of how much it seemed like that motivated you to guys go out and kind of win it for him?
Dakari?
Yeah, we talked to him, and he just told us, just to do it for him. So we want to just play every game for him, and it's a big motivation for us.
The doctor told me he was absolutely going bonkers in the locker room for the game, like for the team, cheering, and they had to hold him down. He was going crazy.
Bob Kravitz with the Indianapolis Star. John, what do you think ultimately turned the tide that last 4 minutes and 11 seconds? You're down 7 points and came back.
For Coach Calipari.
This game is kind of like the last game. Everybody's talking how good it is. We just got done. We're exhausted. But I think it was Alex's block. They got a basket and he blocked it. Then we come down and make a basket, and all of a sudden it's 5. And I kept telling the guys, we're down 2 baskets, just play. We're down 2 goals. And when we got to 3 points, all of a sudden it's a little bit crazy, and it was back on their plate. But we're just, this team has fought the whole year. They're maturing right before our eyes. Andrew, I said it's not fair what we're asking him to do. It's not fair. He's a freshman, and we're asking him, I'm telling him in halftime, you got to run this team better. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, I'm sorry I got to ask you to do it, but I got no choice. And I look at Julius and where they're running at him. The biggest play Julius has made is that pass for that 3 instead of shooting it. Now, 3 weeks ago, he would have shot a hook to try to get that at the basket. Now he's just playing the game as it comes. And that's they're playing for each other. They finally have surrendered and lost themselves in the team. It's just taken us a long time.
Right over here.
It's for John Ben Strauss from the New York Times. You had your scout team play physically, this week, foul at will, and you sort of alluded that in your opening statement, but how ready were you for the physical play of Louisville, and were you worried, down 18-5 that you weren't as prepared as...
No, we were fine. I told them we took 5 3-point shots. What are you doing? You took 5 3-point shots, and you're not helping each other on defense. Look where you are. And then I told them Tennessee was down 16 and should have won their game, so just play. But what was the other question you asked me? It's kind of late. Oh, E.J. Florial, did he help you guys? And Dominic? Yeah. We just had E.J. and Dominic. Basically, we put them in football pads, and they picked the guy up full court, and they hip-checked him and grabbed him and pushed them, and we didn't want to hear any excuse. We just wanted them to play, and I think it got them ready for the physicalness of the game.
Right here.
John, on the last play, or their last shot, against Wichita State, you mentioned that had he made the free throw, you were going to foul up 3. You let it go this time.
It was a different time set. There was 13 seconds on the clock, and that's why I didn't. If there were 5 or 6 seconds on the clock, we probably would have fouled, and I would have put Dakari back in the game to rebound, but then he would have had to make a free throw if he rebounded the ball. So with 13 seconds, I wasn't going to do it. I trusted us that we were small enough, we could switch everything, so we were just, And
forgive me, I'm not sure who had Russ Smith on the last play, but whoever did, were you, conscious that he was going to take the shot and talk about that defensive possession?
They put him in a pick and roll, and Dakari stepped up and guarded him, actually. So Dakari got the stop.
That's his first stop of the game.
That was Aaron Harrison responding to that for ASP. Okay, right here.
For any of you guys, the players, do you feel like in the last 3 weeks you have rewritten the history of this team and how you'll be remembered?
Julius?
Yeah, in a way, I think we have. We just kind of had to put the past behind us and leave it where it was. It was a new season, it's the postseason, and that's really all we could worry about. Survive and advance, and we just got to take one game at a time. We carry momentum from the SEC tournament and brought into the NCAA tournament, and we're just taking a game at a time.
Let's take maybe 1 or 2 more for the student athletes, and then we'll dismiss them, and we'll stay with Coach Cal right here.
Coach, how big was Hawkins tonight, coming off the bench?
Oh, it was great. The team, it was great after the game. These guys cheered. They hugged him. James Young got up and hugged Alex because he gave up 8 straight points and almost gave up the game. And Alex went in and saved us, so he hugged Alex. The guards were laughing. Dominic was terrific. And the time he tripped, I told him to post it when he was trying to drive, which was my fault because I'm looking at him like, post that ball. And he was going to drive, and he tried to stop. But he's a great kid. He was ready. I just thought it was a better game for him than Jared. He's just more of a pit bull. And I thought he could play against those guys, and he did. He did well.
Let's take 1 more for the student athletes, and then we're going to let them go.
This for Coach and one of the players who would ever like to answer it, please. Dave Reinhardt, WCBK Radio. They're late in the ball game. I don't remember how much time there was. There was a timeout called. Coach, you were meeting with the players at half court. Tell them to get over, and you got in the huddle with them, and just a lot of excitement. And
I ran out to hug Julius. Or Alex. I ran out to hug Alex, I think, because he had done something that we needed him to win this game. And he started playing the last 5 minutes of the game. And I just was so happy. I must have had 50 texts. And as I paged through them, everybody was saying, I'm so happy for Alex. We're all happy for him. We all know how good he is. We're just trying to get him out of his own self's way. Smile, have fun playing, and do what you do. So he did, and I hope now this is how he plays from this way on, this time on.
Okay, we're going to dismiss the student athletes, and we'll take a few more for Coach. Thanks, fellas.
Don't talk to any media on the way down. Just go right back.
A couple more for Coach right here.
Cal, I'm sorry if you've answered this already, but the play that Julius makes, the pass that he makes to Aaron in the corner, that's a play he's had chances to make during the year and didn't. How much does that say about where they've come in terms of trusting each other?
Well, it's one of the things that we've really talk to individuals. And I said it before. I told them after the game again. If this was a 25-game season, thank goodness it was a 30-game season. We had 5 more games to get this thing right and get the plane down before the runway ran out of, we were in grass. But having to define roles is part of what you have to do as a coach. And we hadn't done it enough. And so now I think the roles are a little more defined and how we want guys to play. I'll tell you who else I was happy with. Takari played well today. Takari played well today. That three-point play, that made free throw, that was huge. That just kept eating in their lead to where we could get it close. So, it was, whether it be the guards doing what we were doing, so I'm just happy for them. A bunch of young kids out there having a ball, playing, trying, fighting, knowing that we make dumb mistakes, we break down at times, but we don't stop. And that's all you want from your team.
Right here.
Cal, did you have a chance to talk to Willie at all? Do you have an idea of what happened in his
Well,
status and that
it's
sort of thing?
not a good ankle injury. Let me just put it that way.
Right here.
Cal, has this team gone from whatever you felt about it? I know you said you never felt bad about them, but it was a struggle.
I never give up on a team or a player, ever. And this team, I kept telling all you guys, I'm not, it was the fun thing to do to attack these kids individually. They're no good, they can't play, they're this, they're that. I mean, it was one thing after another. And they took it on and they pushed it aside and they kept trying to get better. They kept believing in each other. They kept believing in our staff. But I don't give up on teams. I wasn't going to give up on this team. I mean, it was just a matter of time, and thank goodness we had enough time with all freshmen to get it right before things ended.
And is this sort of turning into one of maybe your more rewarding groups because of all that? Because
I don't want to say that because I've coached 20-some teams, and I've had many play well in March, and many play their best basketball at this time, and I'm not going to say that. I have, there's no favorite team or favorite player. I've done this too long.
John Clay, Lexington Air Leader. Like you mentioned about the fight with this team, LSU, they got down 22-6. They did come back even though they lost. Florida, they had a 15-0 run even though they lost. Was that the one thing you could kind of hang your hat on even when this team was struggling?
Well, just so you know, before the game, our staff talked today, and we knew how this would start. They're going to pee down their leg, is what I said. They will pee down their leg, and let's just be positive and keep them going. Am I allowed to say that, John? Thank you. And they did, and they took all jumpers. Now, why would you take jumpers? Because you don't want to be aggressive. You're afraid you may make a mistake. So you just shoot threes. It's an easy shot. It's a bailout. And we almost expected it. And we did expect it. And I told them at halftime, we expected you to start like that. We were down 6 against Wichita. You're down 3. Just play.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you, Rick. We'll see you tomorrow.
Did you say Rick?
I'm sorry, John.
Did he say Rick?
I apologize. I apologize.
Okay, Tim.
Thank you. I'm sorry.